Good morning, everybody. Hey, my sign. It's Monday. Okay, hold on. Take two. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Monday, April 15th, 2019. My name's Jeremy. This is my first cup of coffee. That intro would leave you with no doubt this was my first cup of coffee. Man, how long have I been doing this? It's so dark. It's very dark. It's very like super villainy kind of shadows going on right now. Oh man. Yeah. My neck is tight. So, hope you had a great weekend. I had a great weekend. Saturday was absolutely beautiful here. 70. The warmest I saw on a thermometer was 74 degrees when I was in Burlington on Saturday, which was just awesome because that's pretty much my perfect temperature. Love 75. It's great. Yeah, hung out on, in downtown Burlington, around the Church Street area. For those of you that know the area, there were a lot of dogs. There were, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of pretty girls wearing more summer appropriate clothing because it was warm. So that was nice. And everybody was happy. One of my favorite things about the Church Street area is that it's always it's always fun. People are always smiling. There's always dogs, usually people playing music, kids climbing on rocks. Yes, even our pedestrian marketplace has boulders. And I got a iced coffee and walked around and pet dogs, and that was it. It's good times. Yeah. What else? What else happened this weekend? Worked out. Worked on some whistlekick stuff yesterday. Clearly didn't sleep enough. I think that was it. Yeah, honestly, on Saturday I considered staying home, getting outside, doing some work in the yard, but there's still quite a bit of snow. The yard is still soaked. I was likely going to do some significant compression damage anywhere I stepped, so I decided to put it off. Maybe next weekend. We'll see. We'll see. Things are starting to warm up, but not quite there yet. It was 40 when I got out of the gym last night, so yeah. Now, I had a couple questions come in. I'm going to answer those questions, and then I'll tell you more about what's going on with me today. So the first question that came in was around, I think it was a response to a, wow, I'm spacing out. It was a response to an episode last week, and it was about supplement. And if I could only take one nutritional supplement for the rest of my life, what would it be? And to give you a little bit of context, when I go to the gym, what's in my shaker bottle is amino acids, creatine, beta-alanine, and some electrolytes. That's usually all I'm bringing. But if I had to pick one supplement, if we're talking about a supplement from a workout perspective, it's creatine. As a vegetarian, pescatarian, creatine is typically found in red meat, and it's pretty beneficial. In fact, some studies have shown that vegetarians and vegans who take creatine have seen cognitive benefits. It can be helpful for the brain, and I've definitely noticed an impact in my workouts. If I was to say one supplement at all in general, it's going to be ashwagandha because of what it's done for my testosterone and my just overall health. It's pretty pretty awesome stuff in that way. Now, the other question that came in was, what is the current percentage of people in the United States active in martial arts? And based on the research that we've done, it's somewhere between 2.5% and 3.5%, right around that 5 to 7 million mark. It's not a huge percentage. In fact, we are trending behind the rest of the world. We have about half the martial arts participation that you would see globally. It's surprising, right? Because we're the United States and we think of ourselves as leaders in everything, and we think that martial arts is a big deal here. And honestly, it's not. Culturally, it is. We have a lot of martial arts in movies and in television, but not so much in our society. We have a lot of people that train for a little while, and it's better that they train a little while than not at all, but I'd like to see people sticking around more. Oh, coffee's good. How do we change that? I don't know that we do. I think the culture of the United States has to change first. And once it does, I think it will be all set. What do I mean by that culture change? We're at a time when we want everything right now. And we want to check boxes. I did an episode of Martial Arts Radio. Oh, speaking of which, there's an episode out. Maybe somebody that's watching can remind me what episode it is. It should be 384? No. 390. No. 388. Whatever episode's today. Whoops. Did an episode of Martial Arts Radio where we talked about the fact that people don't like things that don't end. Martial arts doesn't have an end. And that's why so many people will get their black belt and leave, because that's the most definable endpoint that we as martial artists have presented to the world. We talk about black belt as a pinnacle. We never refer to the ongoing process. And in that way, yes, there are certainly people that we have set up to leave after that point. And then there are other people who have likely chosen not to participate because there's this kind of ambiguous, perpetual participation of martial arts. It's not for everybody, and that's okay. But when that changes is when our society stops looking at, how do I get this thing done as fast as I can? How do I check this box? When we start to appreciate the process and see that the value is the process more often than the goal, the end point, then martial arts will be much more valued, we'll see much greater participation. So, today, what's today? Today's Monday, so a lot of random small tasks that I do weekly. For example, checking the voicemail. There's no physical phone anymore because the phone calls that came in were 95%. No, more than that. If I got one legitimate phone call in a month, I was surprised. So, went to a virtual phone line, and the greeting strongly encourages people to email. And once in a while, someone chooses to leave a voicemail. So, I check it weekly. That's the kind of stuff I do on Monday. Little stuff like that. And it admittedly, the thing that's nice about Monday is, at least as far as my calendar looks, I get a lot done very quickly because there are a lot of things that take a minute and 5 minutes and 10 minutes. They're still important, but they have to get done. I use my calendar as a to-do list. It's the most efficient way I've found for me. So, I was thinking about, how do we wrap this up? Let me pause dramatically and take a drink of coffee. If you're watching, you're probably a martial artist. You probably train. You probably enjoy that training. And you may be in a school that really encourages you to take a look at the process, to enjoy that progression through martial arts, through skill as you get better. But if you're in a school that hinges everything on the next belt, the next rank, and everything's about testing for the next rank, it's on you to find some love for that process, to take a step back and realize that it's more than that. If you only enjoy, if you're only there for the next rank, you're going to be happy for about 5 minutes. That 5 minutes after your testing or promotion or whatever, and then you start on the next one. But if you focus on the process, if you find enjoyment in those small increments of getting better every time you train, there's joy every day. And then the joy of testing and promotion becomes that there's more things to learn, that the process has actually expanded, it's grown, and requires more time, more energy, more dedication. And I think that that's such a valuable way to look at not just martial arts, but the world. If you only value checking that box, you're going to be unhappy most of the time. So consider that. If you would like to leave me a question or a comment, you can do so below. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. We do this show every weekday morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. Of course, you can catch it later in your podcast feed or at firstcupwithjeremy.com. I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you back here tomorrow